Call this meeting to order at 4:01, October the 14th, 2024. Izzy, would you like to do the roll call?
Yes. Deborah Carter,
Absent.
Kim Sella,
She's
James
absent.
Carter.
Okay.
Is Mr. Carter on?
I had not seen or heard him. I hadn't seen him log in or anything.
Ed James,
Here.
Linda Camp,
Here.
Miss Rollins. Miss Aller on here.
If she joins, we can put her in later. If she
Okay.
joins.
Ben Samuels,
I'm here.
Jordan Sanders,
Here.
James Neely.
I saw him in. He might be on mute.
He
I
is.
see
trying.
him logged in. Okay. We do have a new member. He has been confirmed, but I do not believe he has been sworn in yet. I just found out today. Izzy, what is his name, please? Izzy,
Pat-
what is the new member's name that has been confirmed but has not been sworn in yet?
Patrick McKeevely. Is that how you pronounce it?
McKelvey.
McKelvey. Okay.
Well, welcome to the commission. Okay. All others in attendance, introduce yourself and
Mr.
your
Chair, do you
affiliate.
have a quorum of members?
I'm sorry.
This is Jen Frank from the County Counselor's Office. Do you have a quorum of members?
A former?
Do you have a quorum? I'm sorry, a quorum.
Oh, yes, we do. We have 5 members. We got Ed James, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct?
Is that a quorum? I'm looking.
I believe so. I believe so.
I believe you would need 6 for a quorum, but I'm checking on
Jen,
that.
we can't hear you.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, your audio isn't really working.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to fix that. I'm just checking on that because I'm looking at the number of members. If you bear with me for just a minute.
As of right now, we have 9 sworn in members. And I got notices that 2 will not be available to attend the meeting.
Okay, so all right, I'm sorry.
We good to
Yes,
go?
quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. Will all others in attendance introduce themselves, your name and your affiliation with the commission or with the county?
My name is Richard Hurd Days. I am the Vice Chair of St. Louis County Council.
Okay. Do we have anyone from the St. Louis County Executive Office? St. Louis County Department of Transportation, Public Works.
Yes, Chair James, Ray Golick is here representing that department.
And Adam Spector, also with Transportation.
Ray. St. Louis County Police Department. St. Louis County Council. Counselor, I'm sorry. Is that you, Jen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Bi-State Development Agency.
Okay, we've got a number of people on with us today. I'm Chuck Stewart, Chief Operating Officer for Metro Transit. I think Mr. Roach is with us today.
That's right. Good afternoon. Hello, everybody. This is Talby Roach. I'm the president and CEO of Bi-State Development. I am going to pass to Tammy Fulbright.
Good afternoon, I'm Tammy Fulbright. I'm the CFO at Bi-State Development.
Ted,
Good afternoon, I'm Ted Zimmerman. I'm Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Bi-State Development.
and Patty.
Okay.
Well, I think we've also got Melissa Webb.
Yes, see Patty is on. And Melissa Webb.
Yep.
Good afternoon. It's Melissa Webb. I'm the Director of Security, Media, and Customer Engagement. Thanks for having me, and I'm standing in for Kevin today.
Okay. I think that's everybody for us.
Okay. Reports. We had a request from one of the commissioners for the someone from the executive office to give us an update on the North County extension. Do we have someone that could address that? You were under the impression that someone would be available to discuss that. No one? Okay. Puts a little void in it. What about anything from the Department of Transportation, Public Works? Any updates?
No updates this month, Chair James.
Okay. All right. The St. Louis County Police Department sent out a extensive report on the activities through September 28th. There will be an attachment for those on the phone. There will be an attachment to the agenda that spells out what the reports actually said in terms of number of incidents, where it happened, the follow up, and what action is being taken to basically curb some of that activity. So that report will be attached to the agenda, and a copy will be attached to the minutes for the October 14th meeting. Okay. By state, any workforce updates?
Any comments, Mr. Roach, before we get started?
So Mr. James, I can just briefly comment on the North County, I think, where the status is as far as my team is concerned.
Okay.
And so that is the North County STL Community Connector. They've completed an evaluation of several proposed alignments. I believe there's 5 BRT and 1 LRT, one bus rapid transit and 1 light rail transit. Okay, and those have been evaluated on a very high level using the FTA criteria, and are in the county's hands. St. Louis County staff to then determine the next steps. So I know there's been some project meetings about that, but obviously that's kind of a community decision, and we await to help out as however we can. So I just to be sure that we're staying on agenda, answering questions. That's where we are on that. So Chuck, why don't we go back to you with operations, if that's okay, Chairman?
Yeah, just to comment on that, we had you gave us an update a couple of months ago on the bi-state commitment to the North County expansion. And we will ask again for someone from the county executive office to give the county spin on it. But thank you for your update.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Stewart.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to give you an operations update. First, we'll talk about our recruitment. We continue to have success in attracting and retaining bus drivers and call ride operators and mechanics. And as a result of that, we've been able to make some changes in our service profile, which I'll talk about in just a minute. Our next hiring event, however, is on Saturday, October 26th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our North County Transit Center. So anybody needing a job, looking for a job, great job with Bi-State Development Metro, please send them our way on Saturday, October 26th. We are specifically looking for, or particularly looking for, call ride operators and mechanics and electricians. We still have our $5,000 sign-on bonus available in those areas. As a result of our success in hiring and retaining bus drivers, we have been able to make quarterly service changes that have been focused on improving our reliability and our frequency. We had significant frequency updates in June. Then in September, we had another quarterly service change. 7 bus routes, schedules, and routing adjustments were made. We continue to make those efforts again as we attract more operators. I've got about at least 630 operators at this time, and we are planning a significant service change in December. We will improve routes both in the city and the county. Specifically in December, as it relates to St. Louis County, we will have in North County, we will realign the number 76 to serve many light industrial and employment sites along North Hanley. And also in South County, we will be adjusting number 49 Lindbergh to begin serving the Mercy South Hospital Complex. And we will extend the number 21 Watson to parts of Fenton. So again, as we get more people on board, we're able to regain some of the service that we lost during the pandemic. And we're looking forward to continuing that effort as we move forward. Call ride operations, I currently have about 170 or over 170 call ride operators. Our goal for November was 180. We've seen a 23% increase in number of call ride operators since January of this year. One of the most significant barometers of our success in improving our call ride operation is the number of denials, ADA denials that were taking place. As I've stated before, 14, 15 months ago, our denial rate was around 43%. We were providing about 5,000 rides a week. As of the last 2 weeks, we have 0 denials. I don't want to promise that we're going to keep that up, but we are certainly trying. Our objective was 0 denials. With those 0 denials, we are providing over 8,000 rides per week at this time. So we're showing significant improvement in our call ride operation. Other call ride issues were our phone system. We updated our phone system. And again, since July, we have not had any drop calls. We're still working on wait times and that type of thing. Reservation software, a vendor has selected and they're at work. That would be Spare Labs. And we're working with our ADA community to make sure we have all the bells and whistles in that system that will make it very, very much easier for them to assess and use our service. So we continue to reach out to the community. We're having open houses talking about our service changes. We are engaging with the community at large through our Community Connect operation. We have meetings scheduled for November 1st, 6th, 7th, and 8th, again, to basically make the public aware of the general changes, improvements that we are making in our transportation system. So I think that covers most of my agenda.
Well, we had Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
I said we had an item that we wanted to discuss the feasibility of the self-driving.
Yeah, Ben, can I speak to that quickly, Ed?
Yes,
So, as we talked about, sorry,
go ahead, Ben.
thanks. As we've talked about, I think one of the things we're hoping to do with this commission more broadly is figure out where we as commissioners can be helpful. And I think this is a topic I have been curious about, as we've had conversations around the difficulty of hiring. Chuck, I'm thrilled to hear that there are fewer denials, but obviously hiring continues to be an issue. At the same time, I'm aware that there are a number of companies who are trying to pilot autonomous vehicles for public transportation in different ways. I'm curious if that's a thing that you guys have thought about, what laws allow or don't allow us to do that, and is this a thing that you think is feasible and why or why not, would be my question.
Well, I would say that at this point, we are not ready for that. We are certainly following the progress of technology. We are aware that there are this type of service pretty much, it works better like on a campus or a closed route kind of situation with limited vehicles. So we are keeping our finger on the pulse. There is a Missouri Bill 811 from 2017 that kind of defines what an autonomous vehicle ought to be able to do, and we're watching that. We are consulting with our manufacturer of our buses. Most of our buses are Gillick make, and they are testing auto drive buses. There's software for them. They are not installing it in their buses as of yet. So it is something that we have our eye on. I cannot tell you that it's something that is imminent at all in terms of our operation, but we will continue to monitor the improvements in the technology and the applications of it as other properties go in that direction.
Got it.
Go ahead.
No, I mean so two questions. One is you referenced the law that defines what an autonomous vehicle is in Missouri. Are there restrictions around its use and or, hypothetically, let's say there were technology you guys were comfortable with tomorrow. Are there laws that would allow you to deploy them, or are there restrictions on its use based on that 2017 law?
So what the law says is that a driverless capable vehicle may operate on the public roads of this state without a conventional human driver, providing the vehicle meets these conditions, capable of achieving a minimal risk condition, capable of operating in compliance with applicable traffic, motor vehicle, and state laws and regulations. The ADS feature, again, complying with laws and certified to be in compliance with applicable federal motor vehicle standards. So it's kind of general at this point. So I think it would be a call on the part of the implementer as to whether it's safe. I think that is the key factor.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I think there probably are some companies out there, the technology with Cruise and a number of other companies, as you said, it doesn't work in a lot of circumstances yet. I think there are probably places it could be tested in a closed loop and or for a shorter route. And, I'd be curious to see, the pilot may not work out for a variety of different reasons, but I'd be curious to test something out and see if there's a feasible way on the shorter routes and the closed circuit routes to try it. But that's my advocacy there, and I'd be happy to help and get more involved if I can.
Okay, well, we'll certainly continue to monitor the success. I was at a transit conference earlier this month in Anaheim, and they actually had vehicles on display, but I was not aware of any particular transit property that was using them at this time. What was your take on that, Ted? You saw those as well?
Yeah, I did. A lot of the autonomous vehicles that we're seeing right now in Anaheim are more short term. They're not long rides and things. There are some areas that have been testing, but it's mostly been in very protected areas at first. So we're still learning a lot from that perspective too.
Ms. Days, did you have an input?
No.
Oh. In terms of short routes, do we have any such routes where, let's say there could be a test route?
Well, we probably have, I think we got a lot of other things to put into perspective before we can start some type of pilot project, such as financing and acquisition and those things. And we're just not quite there yet.
You know, and I would say a lot of these companies are looking for markets to test in and have pretty considerable resources at their disposal. So I wouldn't operate necessarily on the assumption that it's going to be a particularly costly or even cost us anything to do it as they vet out the technology. Now, as you say, there's a safety threshold that the state requires us to reach that we would obviously want to reach. But on the financing piece alone, there's a ton of money that exists with private companies that I think are eager to find pilot cities. So that would be my thought there.
Okay. So yes, you can help us.
Money in the company. Any other comments on the self-driving autonomous cars or buses?
May I ask a question here, though?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm curious about any kind of legislation that St. Louis County may have to put in place in order to have these autonomous vehicles.
So I'm not familiar with that, Councilwoman Days. I am aware of the state law. That was really, the state law was passed back in 2017. So I'm not sure what the county's position has been.
Okay, thank you. Well, just keep us informed if there's anything that we need to do specifically. That's up and coming, and I understand that you're probably not ready to cross that bridge right now. But if there's something that needs to happen, or any kind of enabling legislation to allow that to happen, just please let us know. Keep us informed on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Thanks, Ben. Councilwoman Days. Security. Update on security.
Good evening, commissioners. Thank you for having me. Again, I said Kevin is out of the office, so I'm standing in for him. So it looks like we wanted to have a little bit of an update on our secure platform plan.
Yes.
So we're pleased to report that our secure platform plan has received excellent reviews from both staff and also our passengers. Package number 1 is complete, was completed at the end of September. Package 2 will be completed by the end of 2024. We've got lots of movement going on package number 2. The remaining packages are in the final design phase and are expected to go to bid shortly. The implementation of the increased fare checks, I know that was a conversation or an inquiry on the agenda.
Right.
The increased fare checks have bolstered security measures across our transit platforms. This also ensures that all of our passengers are verified before boarding at the 4 locations that are currently active, and it's contributing to a safer travel environment for them. The standout feature, though, is their presence. Having that transit security team member at that secure gating system, they're able to greet each of our community members, providing that one-on-one customer service experience, and that continues to allow us to build that rapport with our transit community. And also, if there's any individual concerns that might arise, you actually have a transit security team member present and able to address those more readily.
Good.
Does anyone have any questions about the secure platform plan before I move on to the roving metal detector operation?
Is that causing any type delays down the line?
None thus far, sir.
Thank
I
you.
think that it's, what was done was the gates were placed for quite a few weeks prior to the implementation. That allowed our community, our transit community, to become a little more aware of what was coming. Also, we increased our transit security team members at those stops prior to the launch of those 4 gates. That also allowed for that educational component to occur, so that the day that it went live, it went off without a hitch. Also, Bi-State Development internal ambassadors from across Bi-State were out to help as ambassadors and mentors on the first few days of the launch. So that was also very helpful to not provide the opportunity for delays. So the education piece was there prior to.
Good. Is there, okay, the second part, not second part, but also on the agenda, has there been any serious issues on the
No, I gotta listen to
random,
this.
on the random weapons security gates? You know, where you go from
Oh,
station to
that's just not
station?
true, my girl.
I'm sorry, I keep hearing someone in the background. I apologize,
Jordan.
sir.
Jordan, did you have something you wanted to say? I guess not. Has there been any issues that we can speak of for the
No,
random
none,
security?
no, sir, none thus far. I mean, this initiative, just like the secure platform plan, it plays a crucial role in enhancing our security across our transit platforms, right?
Mhm.
I've been out, so I go out with our team as much as possible during we call them our roving metal detector operations. So I'll go out there to document and throw those out onto social media. So I'm out there with the community as we're doing these, and it's garnered a lot of great feedback. And a lot of the passengers in our transit community, they're actually expressing the appreciation for that added security measure. So none thus far, no problems. And initially, I know there was conversation about people like not coming through.
Right.
I know that was a conversation previously, but I can tell you that the last few that I've attended, I've not seen people turn and go the opposite direction. They're coming right through, and they're thanking us for having the operation at the platform. So.
Okay, good. Are there any comments, additional questions for security, either on the ticketing or on the security gates for the weapons checks?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question, please, about your packages. You said, so what you, right now, you're only in Illinois, is that correct?
So package 1 is completed. Package 2 is on the Missouri side. So package 2 construction is active, and that's at Del Mar, Forest Park, Central West End, Cortex, Grand Union Station, and the Civic Center. I can tell you that Del Mar has gates. Our Forest Park location has gates. The Cortex location has gates. Grand has gates, and Union Station has gates. Civic
So
Center, I'm sorry.
So you don't have anything in St. Louis County yet?
No, ma'am.
And
Good.
St. Louis County is considered what package?
Package 3, you'll start to see St. Louis County. We'll have North Hanley, UMSL North, UMSL South, Rock Road, and also Wellston.
Okay, and that the time frame on that is what?
So right now, those particular locations, package 3, package 4, package 5, and package 6 are still in the design phase. We're getting very close. I believe we're at 95 to 98% complete on the design phase. Once the design phase is completed, then we will go out to bid.
Okay, so that's my concern, that this is a county commission, and so we're looking at us not until 25, I guess you're saying.
Right.
That's when St. Louis County will be privileged to this, because I believe Hanley is your largest station. Is that correct?
Hanley is the largest St. Louis
The
County.
largest station, and probably with I'm not sure if there are more incidents there than others, but I just want to make sure when the county portion of this would kick in. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Thank you.
I think what we can do is to make sure that you get a copy of Councilwoman Days, is get a copy of the package, what's included in each package, estimate completion date, start date, completion date. And we will also make sure that you get a copy of the county police report to show what the incidents are at each of the county stations.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. We already did with this change in formats, we got them on the agenda, but we probably will not have a report from each of the items on the agenda because a lot of them are, I think it's better served to look at them on a quarterly basis as opposed in a monthly basis, unless there are some drastic changes. And hearing none for this month, we're going to look at finance, look at that in December because that'd be the end of another quarter. So we'll be looking at a quarterly statement from the finance department at that time. Okay. And on marketing, what we would like to see from marketing is what are the upcoming events as opposed to what are the results of past events. That way, if any of the commission members or commissioners are able to attend these functions, it'd be very helpful to us as county commissioners to see what's going on and how they're being handled. So for marketing, if we can just get basically what are the major events coming up within the next month and a half or so, it would be very helpful to us. Okay.
Would you like some now?
If you got a couple.
Sure. Well, and it really goes back to what Chuck already mentioned. On November 1st, 6th, 7th, and 8th, we have our Community Connect events that are coming up. These were created earlier this year as a platform to provide customers and stakeholders the opportunity to really interact directly with Metro Transit team members, hear about the latest updates, and then help shape service. So each quarter, we try to identify new locations for these events as a reach to existing and new customers. So those are the ones that are coming up right now. They're also available at metrostlouis.org/community. And then finishing out the quarter, when we're looking at October, November, and December, we are working with Missouri Works Initiative. We have a health fair that's coming up with St. Louis Zoo. As Missy talked about, as we activate more and more of these secure platforms, our activation team will be out working on outreach so our customers know what to expect from that perspective. From our UPass customers, we have resource fairs that are coming up at Merrimack, Flow Valley, and Forest Park locations for St. Louis Community College. And then as we hit into December, we round the bay on this one with holiday on transit events that include a partnership. One of the events will be on December 6th with CMT. It's entitled "Oh, What Fun It Is to Ride," and it's a holiday engagement. And then we will also round out the year promoting the gift of transit as a holiday gift idea. So those are the main events that I have coming up for you.
Is it possible to get that a list of those or schedule those to Izzy so she can pass them out to the rest of the commissioners? Also, the link that we can go in online to see what those dates are.
Absolutely. We can make sure that you have those. And I know that we do that as a part of our releases that Patty Beck will send out on a periodic basis too, but we'll do that.
Okay.
No worries.
We have not been, I guess we can go online, but we have not been privy to the releases.
Okay.
And I think that will be helpful to us.
Absolutely. I'll get those out to you.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. There's no old business. The new business is that what we're going to try to do is to get some input from county staff, one way or the other, either not one way, one department or another. But what we're going to start with is Councilwoman Rita Days. And basically, we would like to have her input and her concerns about public transportation in the county and specifically in her district, first district. Councilwoman Days.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate that because as Talby and Chuck are aware, I believe we are the most significant part of their budget when they come before St. Louis County. So when I ask these questions specifically about county, you know, we're looking for a return on the investments that we have made, the county taxpayers have made. And we also look at looking at more than just your bus and transit, because roads are included in transportation as well. We look at bicycles on the roads, and that's becoming a thing of, you know, of this century, and more people perhaps are taking bicycles. We're making bicycle paths on the roads itself. So that's really important to us, that we make sure that this is a holistic approach to transportation. We understand that the buses and the light rail is extremely important. I'm particularly interested in the expansion going north. We have kind of been put to the sidelines. The North County Link has been put to the sideline for quite a number of years now, in lieu of others that, you know, have come on board a little later. We are paying the taxes here. Our citizens are paying the taxes, and we certainly need to make sure that that is available to those in need. If you will, we have about 22% of people who live below the poverty level. That's about almost two and a half times the county average. Okay. And it's not a coincidence that about 22% of our households are without a car and already depend on transit, depends on public transportation. So I think those numbers correlate into the fact that we need to pay a little bit more attention to that population. I noticed in your report that you mentioned only the number 76 Hanley bus. You were going to be making some changes. I'm not sure how you came to that one particular bus line in St. Louis County or in North County, but it's going to be very important that we make sure that that we have the frequency of the ridership, the frequency of the buses coming to particularly that segment of the population. I'm concerned about the ridership as well. Are these turnstiles or this new way of handling the ticketing there, has that increased ridership, or is it too early to tell? I don't know, but I do know that ridership has been down several years now. As one who championed this metro many years ago in the legislature, it's important to me that we make sure that if it's there, that people are using it and people feel comfortable using it. I think that would be the only deterrent in people utilizing the system. So I do want to make sure our Public Works and Transportation have been doing a little bit better in addressing the roads in North County. That's, again, I represent the first district, and we need to make sure that we have sufficient buses and other means of the transportation, including the roads and that kind of stuff. We need to make sure that that's on target as well. So I'm looking forward to getting the information that you suggested, Mr. James. I think it's important that the council has a calendar of your events as well. We don't know what's happening in terms of what you're doing in terms of marketing unless we hear it. And some of us are available during the day to attend some of those events. And I can speak for myself. I'd certainly like to have that, but I think it would be advantageous to just send it to all the council members as well. They can make the decisions as to whether they want to participate. So at this particular point, I'm really thankful for this opportunity so that you understand where I am coming from in terms of the first district. Many times that area, the first and the fourth, are kind of left out of these equations. You have a couple of advocates now that we're just not going to allow that to happen. And so appreciate your reports and looking forward to your next couple of meetings. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions, comments for Councilwoman Days?
Chairman, can I make a couple of comments, please?
You
Yes, you
certainly
can.
can.
All right, very good.
He
Thank
said,
you.
Chairman, I'm not that yet.
Thank you.
Identify yourself.
That's all right. That's okay.
Good afternoon, Councilwomen and Chairman. This is Talby Roach speaking. The Councilwoman is exactly right, in particular about the folks of need who fundamentally take our system. So let's just go over some of those fundamental facts. So while you note that 22% of people up in that North County area, District 1 in particular, are below the poverty line, that's absolutely a way that we drive ridership. As a matter of fact, nearly 74% of our current riders, and these are two different surveys that we've done over the past couple of years, earn under $60,000 annually. And actually, almost 52% are under 40. So there's a tremendous number of folks who are of need who are on the system right now. That same group, when they are asked where are they going today, 81% say, where are they going? They're going to work. So what we're talking about is that these are people of need, and this is the very value of economic mobility. One of the key reasons why I make that point is we are in the midst of the Federal Transit Administration, who we ask for the federal share when we expand the system. So let's say this North County Metrolink idea. One of the criteria for scoring is access to those groups under the new scoring criteria. Now, that new scoring criteria is not in yet. It just finished OMB review, and now it's on hold until after the election. But it means that areas like North County, like the existing green line that we're looking at in the city now, will score higher for federal appropriations. This is great news. And it really is taking the ideas under kind of the Biden administration idea under what is called the Justice 40 initiative, where we're being sure that these assets are provided to the very people that use them, right? And Councilwoman, you know, we've heard this from businesses. They want to figure out how are they getting those workers, you know, how are we getting those workers from North County to their jobs? And that clearly has to be part of our equation. And the good news about that is that there are provisions in the new scoring where that will be moved up. Also, just a comment on ridership very quickly. So, SPP is a huge project. Secure Platform Project is a big project and one that is getting looked at across the country. Okay, there was just a national article that I will send everybody out where other transit agencies across the country are moving up their fare, checking on fares, right? And the reason is to make people feel safer on transit, to drive ridership up. It's a tangible and active kind of campaign that's happening in several different places. But in particular, I've gotten inquiries about Secure Platform Plan from my colleagues in Minneapolis, at DART, and up in Vancouver. They're very interested about how this program is going to work. And the reason for that is to make people feel safer on the system, to drive ridership. And Councilwoman Days is absolutely right. In the end, some of this is about butts on the seats and getting people moving and being sure that we're recovering on that ridership. And we have had good ridership recovery since the pandemic, slowly month by month. But we're not there yet, and we need to do all the other things that we can to make those things happen. So I just want to make those very brief comments. I sure do appreciate them. We do, by the way, send our quarterly, sometimes I feel like I send too many emails to everybody, but we'll keep sending them, right? We send those statistics, all the police reports. Kevin does a quarterly update on SPP, quarterly update on security. All of those go out to our stakeholders list, which includes every single council member. But we'll be sure to highlight them, be sure to bring them to everybody's attention. I certainly get plenty of questions about them, but we are not lacking for information. And let me tell you, we love sharing it because these are legitimate questions, they're good questions, and we're happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may, I am really grateful for your comments, Councilwoman Day. And I have a question regarding how we might get additional information to your point around not just the public transportation, but roads and what our responsibility and accountability is as Public Transportation Commission to speak to and inform how funds are being expended or the decisions that the county is making with a holistic perspective around public transportation, just broadly. I just wouldn't know how to be helpful or how to provide additional context and support because I don't know where I would get that information or what would be most useful for folks who are wanting additional information and context on the big picture of how we're thinking about and moving transportation forward in this era.
Well, the director is not on here. The director of Public Works, Transportation Public Works is Stephanie Leon Streeter. She's not on the call, but I do believe I heard Adam's name. I think he is the North County engineer, and if he's still on and I don't have that correct, Adam can correct me, but I thought there were at least two people on here representing that department.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Adam
Okay.
is right.
So yes, and so Adam could tell you, better than I. We just get the information. We look at their budgets and figure out, what they need, what they don't need, what we, and we are in difficult budget times. Everybody in the world knows it, but so that would be helpful for Adam to probably express some concerns on that one if he has the information.
Well, I guess I'm also, I guess, a little unclear what information you're looking for. I mean, most of our projects are, kind of resurfacing existing pavement, which, we're also kind of branching out. We're starting to get into some smarter, intelligent signal type stuff that communicates, that'll have the capability to communicate with buses. So as they're coming and approaching an intersection, the signal can adjust for that to kind of help move things through. That's something that we're just kind of starting to roll out, that technology. We have been, when we have our projects and we know that there are bus stops along a corridor, we try to put in, the ADA compliant bus pad at the bus stops as we move through an area. So we do have a couple touch points with Metro along there. As far as, like the major expansion when it comes to things like BRT or Metrolink, I think we have had staff that have been involved in review of that, but that's not something I can speak to because that's been staff above my pay grades.
Really helpful, thank you. I just wanted to just bring it up because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so we talk a lot about Metro because that's what we hear about. But if there is ever anything that you need us to pay attention to, then I am absolutely would love to do that. But we wouldn't know unless it was elevated in our commission meetings.
Right, can we do this? Can we submit to me or to Izzy a detailed request for that? Because that's information that we need to cover at the meetings. And I think the questions that you asked needs to go a little bit, the response needs to go a little bit deeper than I think that you got tonight. I'm not saying that what tonight was a good one, but I think we need to start looking into not only the rail or the bus lines, but we also have to look at the roads that they go on.
Yes, I'm happy to submit that request.
Yeah, and if you submit that, we can put that on the agenda.
Sure.
For a future meeting where we can discuss just that topic. And this is basically one of the formats for the new, one of the things for the new format is to get these type of issues discussed at the meetings. And I think that that would be one of a good one. So if you can get that to us, we can get it on the agenda.
Will do. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions, comments?
Mr. Chairman, there was another item on the agenda. It was concerning the smart report card.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm sorry.
I really don't want to be put in the position of representing SMART. I mean, their perspective, their side of the situation, but they are issuing report cards. The last one was in September of this year. This will be the third one. There was one in March, one in June, and now in September. And SMART stands for St. Louis Metropolitan Alliance for Reliable Transit. It was an organization that was convened by Paraquad. And I think it's composed primarily of volunteers. My team, my ADA team and I attended a SMART meeting last week. Been working cooperatively with SMART. We are listening to their suggestions, to the issues that they are presenting us. And I think in general, we are in agreement as to what our basic goal and objective is to provide the best ADA service that we can with the resources that we have. I think that we are moving positively in that direction. We have shown general improvement every report card, maybe not as fast as SMART thinks we ought to be moving, but we are certainly, we recognize their desires and we are trying to meet them to the extent that we can. They are evaluating us on ADA compliance. And I think one of the key barometers for that is the information that I've reported to you about our ADA denials, which have gone from like 43% to 0. I think that's pretty good progress. They're evaluating us on meaningful engagement with people with disabilities. And again, we have, in addition to our Community Connect, we've done all types of open forums, those type of things, including attending SMART meetings. I think we're really making an effort to make sure not only that people know what we're doing, but also to get their feedback as to what we can do better. They are evaluating us on keeping our promises, improving the phone system, the software update, hiring the ADA consultant. We have done all of those things. They are in process. We have shown significant improvement there, and we will continue to show improvement. And they are evaluating us on customer experience, which is basically customer service. And we are working very diligently to hire and train and improve our customer service position as well. So that is the update that I would like to provide on the report card.
Yeah, I'm sorry I overlooked that, but yeah, those are the type of responses that we expect. But the thing is, you hear it on Channel 4, Channel 5 or whatever, and it's just a one-sided question. There's never a response to it. But thanks for that update.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Chuck, yes, I think that you have done quite a bit of work working with the Paraquad and then that group and the SMART organization. I believe you also added someone to your board or a group of people, whoever you work with. I think they now have a seat at the table, if I remember that correctly. So I think that that's also important. The big deal for them was having to call maybe 3 or 4 days ahead of time in order to get a caller ride. And I believe you've reduced that to 1 day. That they can call and they can get some, because we don't know what's going to happen 3 or 4 days from now. And so that was very important to them, that they be able to have a quicker turnaround in terms of the caller ride system. So I will have to also say, in talking with them, and I do that quite a bit, that they are working and you are working in the right direction, and you're working it also with the right attitude. And I think that's probably more than anything else. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much, because we definitely think that ADA is a promise, and we're trying to keep our promise.
There's things I don't know if you saw Mr. Stewart when you made that comment, but man, I tell you, that smile went like this.
Well, we're working hard, we're working hard, and we like people to recognize that we're doing a lot better, and we're committed to doing even better.
Well, Councilwoman Days, we really thank you and appreciate your input on the meeting. It was needed. And again, I thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule to attend the meeting and for your valuable input. And we hope that in the future that if you have a concern, reach out to us and we get it on the agenda. I mean,
That sounds good. I appreciate that.
that's
I
the
do.
main thing. We get it on the agenda, and like me from the past, once it's on the agenda, we can stay there until the person who put it on there is satisfied with it. And
That sounds good.
yeah, so let's keep up your good work on this end, on your end. If we can help you, reach out.
Thank you.
Again,
Thank you so
again.
much.
Yep.
Does that mean I can jump off now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
You can.
You all enjoy the rest of your day. All right. Thank you so
Again,
much.
okay,
Bye-bye.
again, thank you again.
All right.
If you notice on the agenda, our next meeting is December the 9th. The November meeting falls on November the 11th, which is a Veterans Day. So I'm gonna take this and saying this is me speaking. If every commissioner wants to come out of their pocket and pay for a county person to attend the meeting, we will have a meeting. But right now, we will skip the November meeting because it is a holiday for Veterans Day. And our next meeting will be December 9th, I'm sorry, 2024, 4 o'clock, same time, same place. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor, heard a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Ayes have it. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Have a good evening, everyone.